it was supposed to be pretty warm today, but it got cold. Honestly, I think it's the wind. The wind made it feel so much colder out, but I was trying to get as much reading time outside as I possibly could. It has been so long since I have done a dedicated reading vlog slash just week in the life of reading, spring reading vlog. I did a handful of these about a year ago. They never do that great, but I have a lot of fun with them, and I love watching reading vlogs for my other like comfort booktubers. So you tend to create the type of content that you enjoy consuming the most, and that is why we are here. So welcome to a little spring reading vlog this March. I think I want to read about 3 or 4 of my highly anticipated March or spring reads in this vlog today, starting with, if you saw in that earlier clip of me outside, which by the way, I just got that swinging chair out there and I love it so much. I'll link it down below, but it's such a fun reading chair when I haven't like set up the balcony yet. I haven't set up all of the outdoor summer furniture, so it's a great in-between season chair for me to swing in. Oh my god, I love it. But as you saw, I've been reading Pretty Girls, and this is going to be the first book in this reading vlog. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. Did you know that this book has been out since 2015? The way that the book community has been hyping up this book, I thought it just came out. Like, this is 10 years old. It must have gotten like a revamp or something, because this is definitely like a new print of it. Yeah, 2015, which is so surprising because there's so many other thrillers and books that have come out around the same time or just as dated that people aren't talking about as much as this one. So you'd think like, okay, there's a reason for that. I read about 100 pages outside just now, so that puts me about halfway, and it's good. It's good, but it's definitely a little bit slow. The style of it reminds me a little bit of Gillian Flynn's writing. Honestly, like Dark Places by her was so good, and this honestly, like, I don't know, I'm only halfway through it. It's definitely dark. It's reminding me of a few other older thrillers that I've read a long time ago. I don't know if it picks up, if it gets twisty, or what's going to happen in the second half, but right now it's kind of just like a typical dark dated thriller, unless I was just reading really messed up books a while ago. But are you good? It's not really what I expected. It's a little bit slower than I expected, but I'm only halfway through it right now, so I guess I can't give like an in-depth review. It's picking up a little bit. The pacing definitely has a slower start. Very graphic details, but kind of like your typical mutilated victim in thrillers, unfortunately. That sounds really dark. I'm intrigued to see where this goes, I'll say that. So hopefully I finish it within the next day or two. What are you doing? She is like falling. You're so annoying. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I have like a daytime book and then a nighttime book. Well, it depends on what I'm reading, but like this is really hard for me to digest before bed. Mentally, energy-wise, it's just a denser story to read when I'm falling asleep. Pretty Girls is what I'm currently reading during the day, and then before bed at night I've been working on Counting the Cost. Just because these have shorter chapters, it's easier to read. I'm not that far into it. I read that much last night, but I know I'll breeze through this. I'm enjoying this so far. I'm learning a lot, and it's just sad in such a different way, like the bubble that these kids were in and the damages that has caused. But I'm really looking forward to working on this before bed tonight as well. But that is where we are at so far in this reading vlog. I'm working on Karin. This is my first Karin Slaughter book too. I think I will definitely read more of hers. Can you guys see her paw? What are you doing? I think I'll definitely read more of her books, but it's not a type of thriller that I can sit here and read in one sitting. It's actually like pretty slow paced for me. Why? She keeps grabbing onto me. I guess the second half is really going to solidify if I would recommend this to people. But right now we are sitting at about a 3-star rating, to be honest. And I love thrillers. It's like good, but it's not great yet. And that's hard for me to say because I know how loved this is. That's currently where we're at in this reading vlog. Also, I got a new phone, finally. I got the new iPhone 16. I had an iPhone 11 beforehand, and I bought that in 2020. So my old phone was 5 years, and it was like kicking the bucket. Like nothing was working. It was overheating. I was out of storage. The quality was going down fast. The audio sucked. Like it was dying. So I finally finally got the newest phone. Hopefully this lasts as long as my last phone did, but look at how cute it is now. I could never buy a new iPhone case for my last phone too because it was so old. They like didn't even sell iPhone 11 cases anymore. All of this is from Amazon, so I'll link it down below, but I picked out this really cute like painted floral phone case. I love the wavy grip on the sides. It's like easier to hold. And then I got this clear little flower pop socket to go with the case. This comes in all colors though, so you could definitely choose a different color. And I love having a little beaded charm wristlet. This is the gold and pearl one from Casetify. But those are my new iPhone accessories and I love her. The quality is so much better already and I'm able to film more TikToks again. I could never make the content I wanted to make before because my phone had 0 storage in it, but we are so back. It is 4:30. I spent like an hour earlier today taking listing photos for my Depop, so I think I'm going to work on uploading those listings to Depop. I'll leave mine down below if you like shopping on Depop. I've got a lot of vintage items, things for my own closet, brand new items, and thrifted finds over there, so definitely check out my Depop. Maybe before it gets dark out, I'll be able to read a little bit more, but I was just reading outside for an hour and I'm kind of tapped. Like, I can't really binge this. I want to binge this book in one sitting because that's how I like to read, but I just can't. I just need a break from this. I'll give you an update though, probably when I finish, hopefully when I finish this, and then I can show you the other books that I want to read in this reading vlog and we can choose our second read. 1:16 a.m. I did not mean to read this long. Well, I was editing my next YouTube video for a bit and I finished that I think around midnight. Okay, remember when I said that this was boring? Yeah, I was like pages away from the most giant twist ever, and then like another couple of pages away from another twist, and then another twist. So jaw was on the floor for like the last hour. No wonder I read so much more. I have about a third left and it's definitely picked up. It's definitely gotten darker. Like, I was a little bit skeptical, not gonna lie, wondering where this was going because it felt obvious. I was bamboozled. I should have known. I'm really starting to like the way that Karin Slaughter writes. It's picked up a lot. Like, it didn't even feel like a whole hour went by. Before, when I was getting into this book, it was kind of dragging and I was getting sleepy. The girls are asleep next to me. I tried to show you that. We got Marnie and Luna. I was delusional thinking I could finish this book tonight. I am so tired. I need to read a bit of Jill Duggar's memoir, otherwise my brain is gonna be so twisted before bed, and I cannot have this be the last thing that I was thinking about before going to bed. It did get a little bit scary. It's not too scary. It's a little unnerving. It's mostly just like disturbia, and it's just sad. It's just so sad. I am done with this for the night because they're not joking when they say this is heavy, and I have a pretty high tolerance for messed up books, but yeah, this one is a lot. So I'm gonna work a little bit on this memoir and then I'm gonna go to bed. We have some updates. The last clips that you just saw were yesterday's clips. I was reading outside. It was a rare 75 degrees and sunny day in March, and today it's snowing and it's 30 degrees. So if you've ever wondered what spring is like in Minnesota, I shouldn't even say spring because it's not quite spring here yet. It's like fake spring. It's this. It's setting up the patio, going on a walk, and then waking up to snow outside. I finished Pretty Girls last night at like 2:30 in the morning. I genuinely do not think I have ever been as disturbed by a book as I was finishing this one. And I say that as somebody that doesn't need trigger warnings. Like when I'm reading a book, in real life I do, oh my god, but like if I'm reading a book, the trigger warnings, especially in romance books, like they're not for me, you know? Like I'm not the reader that is going to be affected by it. I know I can skim them. The darkest book I think that I had read before Pretty Girls was Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, and I loved that book. It was dark in all of the right ways where I was here for it. For the most part, when I was reading this book, I could handle it. It was right there at the top. It was definitely disturbing and graphic and disgusting, but I was good. And then if you've read this book, I won't spoil anything, but I got to the end, I wrapped up the story. The descriptions and images put into your brain by what else is discovered, there's this one sentence and this one image in my head I don't think I can ever get out. I will never be able to unsee that and unread that. And a big emphasis in this book is the main character's father says the lines, "There are some things in life you will just never be able to unsee." There are some things in my life I will never be able to unread, and it is Pretty Girls. I think I hated this book, to be honest. I rated it 3 stars. A book that is able to make me hate it as well as Pretty Girls made me hate what was going on in this book is a talent. It is a skill. So it's a compliment to Karin Slaughter that she wrote a story that was so disturbing. I absolutely hated what I was reading. So it is that, but I genuinely don't think I would ever recommend this book to a reader unless you were like, yeah, I'm really messed up and I need something so utterly disturbing that would make any other type of reader drop their jaw and say, oh my fucking god, I cannot believe that this book is published, and I'm looking for something to destroy my brain and give me images that I'll never be able to not see and not be able to go to sleep or trust a man or look at anybody in power ever the same again, and be so frustrated with the main protagonist by every flippin' decision that they make on each page. Read the book, sure, but personally, there is not a single soul in my life that I would be like, oh, I think you would like this book. I've never had a book like disturb me this much. I genuinely could not go to sleep last night after finishing this book without thinking about this book when I was trying not to, and the ending and like how unsatisfying it is, because there isn't a happy ending. Sure, some things happen the way that you hope they do, but like when you know the plot, it's like something's already done, you know? Like you just can't go back from that. Like I saw a lot of my mutual friends on Goodreads say that they DNF'd this book because they couldn't get into it. It took about half of the book before things click, before they give away a big part of the story, before you realize where it's going. So if you do read this book and you're not a quitter, I would recommend making it to that halfway mark when they give you that big like, oh my god, and then decide. Like there is some graphic stuff in the beginning, but if you're like okay with that halfway, keep going. If you're not, you're not gonna be okay by the end, because I thought I was okay, and then once they were describing the stuff at the end, oh my god, I like never needed to know that. There's this one image, I want to say it so badly, but I'll tell you if you've read the book privately. It was like the most disturbing description. Like, I don't understand these thriller writers' brains. Like, how can Karin Slaughter think of something that disturbing? I'm actually concerned that I won't be able to read Karin Slaughter books. Okay, are all of her books this graphic and this dark? Because I jumped the gun a little bit, and before I even read a Karin Slaughter book, I had purchased, I think, 3 of her books because she was such a popular thriller author. I have pieces of her, Girl Forgotten, I think, and another one, I don't know. Where does this lie on her Disturbia spectrum? Are her other books this disgusting? Because I don't know if I want to read those. I am so glad that I'm done with this book. It's not worth the hype to me. I think it's just shocking in so many ways that people discuss it for being as disgusting as it is. Yeah, I hated this book. I really did. Okay, that being said, it is time. Let me move over here because this is where my pile of my books are. That being said, it is time to choose my next read. And let me say, that book has me so messed up. I don't think I want to read a thriller for a very long time. Like, I am in such a weird reading mood right now because like I want to read something to get into a different reality, but Pretty Girls left me so messed up that Nothing sounds good. I'm going to focus on finishing Counting the Cost because I'm halfway through it and this reads very, very quickly. So if I had like an hour reading time, I could definitely finish this book. I love the way that Jill is writing. I'm curious if she wrote it. I feel like she did, but ghostwriters are so talented with like sounding like the person's voice that I'm also like, no, she had to. It's really well done. So if she did write this, I am so impressed. So I am just flying through this book. This is the perfect, like, I need to focus on the Duggars after reading Pretty Girls. There has been a big change of plans because I thought I wanted to read thrillers. I had Then She Was Gone and Survive the Night. I don't think I could pick these up for a while. I know they won't be anywhere as close to as dark as Pretty Girls, but like, Pretty Girls just turned me off from thrillers. Like, I can't do it right now. If I read a lot of the same genre in a row that isn't a thriller, I'll be dying to get back to thrillers. So I just need a little bit of a break. God, I really wish I didn't read that book because of the things that I can't stop thinking about. Like, and I'm not a soft, sensitive reader. Like, I love dark romance. I love thrillers. Like, usually I'm good, but there's some stuff in there that like should not exist. I also had The Honey Witch and The Spell Shop kind of on my mind, but these books are so springy and beautiful, and with the snow on the ground right now, like, it just isn't the time. I want to be laying in the sun outside getting a tan while reading The Spell Shop or The Honey Witch, so I'm gonna push these back a little bit. I think we have one more major snowstorm and then we might be in the clear for springtime, so then I'll pick these books up. Before I finished Pretty Girls, I genuinely thought that I was gonna jump into The Crash by Frida McFadden next. I can't even pick this one up. Like, and I know that this is like a children's book in comparison to what Karin Slaughter wrote. Like, it won't be graphic, it won't be that disturbing, but like I'm so afraid right now of thrillers that I can't even pick this one up, which sucks because that was like my plan, so I could quickly get through it. I could read Frida books in like one sitting. And then I also really want to read The Amalfi Curse because I have the ARC copy of this, so I need to read it in March for sure before it comes out in April. But I really want to give this one my full attention, and I genuinely feel like I need something that requires no brain power right now, or at least like a very fluffy way. Like, I have Deep End on this list because I really want to read Deep End too, but I just read Not in Love like a book and a half ago and it wasn't a favorite of mine. So somebody on TikTok said that Deep End was very similar to Not in Love, and because I didn't enjoy Not in Love that much, I'm afraid that I'm just gonna have a mid-reading experience, and I'm in a mid-reading experience right now, so I'm looking for like a banger. I think I'm gonna escape back to Chestnut Springs. Whoa. Gold Rush Ranch? I haven't read the series yet. I legit want to say Chestnut Springs, but I need to escape back to an Elsie Silver book because there is no safer place than up in Canada on these small town, like, country romance stories. I believe Off to the Races is the first book in this Gold Rush Ranch series. I've read the Chestnut Springs and I read Wild Love, but before I continue the Rose Hill series, I feel like I need to read the Gold Rush Ranch series. So I know Elsie will not let me down. I know that there is nothing in this book that's going to keep me up at night. It is my safest choice. I am literally running back to Canada. Looking at every single book on my TBR list right now, nothing feels safer than Elsie Silver. That is the plan. Those are some of the books on my radar. I'm going to finish Jill Duggar's memoir because it is really, really good and I'm enjoying it. And then I'm going to hop into Off to the Races because I'm going to feel so safe in this world. And then we'll see how I feel after Elsie's book and see if I'm ready to dive into some more thrillers, if it's warm enough for me to read a springy book, or what I'm feeling. But that is the plan right now. Today is super exciting because I'm doing something for the first time. I am meeting a book girly through Bookstagram out to happy hour, and then we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble, but she seems really sweet. It's always a little scary putting yourself out there like that and meeting new people that you just don't know if you're going to like vibe and agree with, but I'm open to it and I'm excited. So I have to leave right now, otherwise I'm going to be late. So let's go do a little bookish afternoon with a new Bookstagram gal. Don't be fooled by my outfit and the sun because I think it's like 38 degrees today, but I am just done. Okay, it's 48 degrees. It's not too bad. Oh my God, I forgot to cut off a loose strand. That would have been so embarrassing if I went to this restaurant with a huge piece of my shirt. Just, oh, it's not looking good. Damn it, I really wish I had scissors. Fuck, I'm gonna be so late and make such a bad impression. Holy shit, this is so bad. Oh my God. twist it. That sounded so bad. It's fine. It's fine. I am gonna be late now, which I am notorious for. But yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna do a little bookish vlog, little book happy hour, Barnes & Noble treat. Today is the day that Sunrise on the Reaping came out. I may just have to buy it. Anyway, let's go. I'll see you at the restaurant. Let's go book shopping at Barnes & Noble today with a girl that I met for the first time. It's already almost 8 p.m. I got back from dinner and then we walked around Barnes & Noble and I got a little tote bag. I did end up buying 2 books, but like very anticipated, new release. Well, one of them is. I felt like it was justified, especially because I knew I had a tote that I could pick up for the year for being a member. So we'll do a little book haul when we get back home, but it was really fun. Love talking about other like book girlies from the area, just about books. So it was really refreshing. It went well. It's always like a little scary or like nerve-wracking meeting someone that you've never met for the first time, just out to eat, like kind of like a blind date, but it wasn't terrible. I will definitely be overthinking everything now. Like in the moment it's fine, and then when it's over you're like, wait, did I say this the right way? I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. We like hugged. This is me overthinking it right away, but like we like hugged when we got there and met each other, and then when we said goodbye she like didn't really go in for a hug. So I don't know what that means, but I had a good time. Like I would be down to hang out again. I don't know. Dinner was good. I think I spent $80 total because it was like $40 at dinner, 2 drinks and 2 appetizers. It was like 40 bucks, and then I bought 2 books. Should I just show you right now? I should. Okay, these are the books that I ended up getting. Can you tell on the sides? Oh my god. Today, like I mentioned, is the day that Sunrise on the Reaping came out. So I grabbed this only because I am just seconds away from seeing spoilers online. Like I've already seen vlogs of people posting their reactions to finishing this book. And Barnes & Noble did have $3 off, whatever that means. Like my total at Barnes & Noble was still $40, so it was still pretty expensive. But this is one of those books where it's like, I have every other book in the series in this hardcover edition, so I need to get this one. And it's one that I need to read immediately because if I don't, I'm going to see spoilers. So I couldn't resist. I had to get the new Hunger Games book. And then about a year ago, I ended up getting Vicious by L.J. Shen at Barnes & Noble, and it was like the pink spray painted edges one. And I genuinely oh, I got a text, and I surprisingly really enjoyed it. So I want to get the other books in the series. It is the Salacious Players. No, it's the Sinners of Saint books by L.J. Shen. So I got Vicious, and that one's pink sprayed edges. And then the second book in the series is Ruckus, and it has like turquoise blue. And I just don't want them to not sell this because it took me like a year after buying Vicious from Barnes & Noble to read it. So I just grabbed this because it was like a special edition. I don't even know. I don't know much. I assume it's a special edition. So I grabbed this to read. It just felt justified because I just finished Vicious. And these 2 books and my tote were like $40, but it was worth it. Yeah, that's my little book haul. This old lady is watching me from her car right next to me, and I've been ignoring it this whole time, but she's staring right at me, and I'm starting to get like a little bit nervous. Okay, now I'm getting scared. I wasn't going to film today, but I think we are due for some book mail unboxing. Hello. Something really weird happened this week. I started getting up at 6:30 in the morning. The last time I voluntarily did that and could do it consistently was after 3 months of renovating this house and being obligated to get up that early, but something in me just took over and I shot out of bed yesterday at 6:30, got my butt to a coffee shop that I've been wanting to try for a while. I made a TikTok / short reel version of this. I don't know if it will be up by the time this comes out. Sometimes things are on different timelines for different platforms, and I have missed it. I have missed that early, quiet, dark morning routine, like before the sun gets up. You feel so productive. I got back home at 9 a.m. today with so much work done, and being like, wow, my day hasn't even really started yet. Like, I can still do so much. I can drink so much more caffeine because I'm awake and I deserve it. the week definitely took quite a turn, and that being said, I think I'm going to turn this into just a week in my bookish life and not reading vlog, because out of all of the books that I said I wanted to read in this vlog, I only read Pretty Girls, and it literally put me in such a weird reading headspace. Usually when I finish a good book, I'm like, that high was amazing, and I will try to find that high again in every other book I read, and it gets me on this really good speed and pace to read. I finished Pretty Girls and did not want to pick up a book. I haven't read a book in like 5 days. With my reading pace, I could have read 5 books since then. I finished Counting the Cost last weekend while I was getting an oil change. I don't want to do like a wrap up in here because that will be in my monthly March reading wrap up. Things never go as planned, I guess. And even if I have a TBR or a list of books I want to read, I usually go off course and just follow what I'm in the mood to read. I'm finally reading again though, and I'm very excited because I've been holding these 2 books around like the last 4 days without picking them up once, and then last night before bed I finally chose one and I started reading. Out of these 2, you may be surprised, but I started reading Jodi Picoult's Between the Lines. She co-wrote this with her daughter, and it is so sweet. It is YA, but it's like the cutest teen fairy tale book. There's 3 different POVs. There's like the book that you're reading, that she's reading. Then there's the POV of the prince inside of the book. It's like Toy Story. Like the characters have a life outside of the book when no one is reading them. And then the 3rd POV is the reader, the teenage girl that's reading the book, except as she starts reading this book, the pages change, the characters can talk, the illustrations in the book change, and it's just unlike anything I've ever read before. And I really liked the opening like acknowledgments that Jodi Picoult wrote about how her daughter pitched this book and how her daughter is just a natural storyteller, and even as a young child she's always had these like very unique ideas for stories, and she pitched this book idea to her mom saying like, I have a great book idea that is so unique, unlike anything I've ever read, and it really hooked me. So I was reading this last night before bed. There's also illustrations in here, like stunning illustrations, and because this book involves like things on the page changing, they are also in this book, so it's very immersive and it reads very quickly, and it's written in colors, so different chapters are different colors. Even though I'm not the prime audience, like a teenager or preteen reading this book, I appreciate it so much and I would recommend it to anybody at any age. But I'm gonna fly through this, so I'm glad that I'm finally back in a good reading headspace, because I only have 10 days left of this month and I've only read 5 or 6 books, which is still great, but for my average I know I can do better. So I think once I fly through this book, I can definitely get through Elsie Silver's Off to the Races. I've been carrying this book around with me the last couple of days because that's what I do. I end up just carrying books around with me thinking I'm gonna read this today, and they just hang out with me all day, and sometimes I read them and sometimes I don't. Also, as you saw when I got back home this morning from the coffee shop, I did a little book mail unboxing on my TikTok. I'll do a little haul of all the books that I got. Bloom sent over 2 books by Megan Quinn. She's an author that I would love to try this year. I've seen a lot of people talk about her books. I've seen her books everywhere. She's a romance author with Bloom, and I got sent 2 of her books. I got Bridesmaid for Hire, which I think this is a fake fiance or fake marriage, enemies to lovers romance book, and then Bridesmaid Undercover, and this is second chance romance, and I think there's a 3rd book coming out, so I'm very excited to like see what these books are like. Yeah, because this one came out, oh my god. The first sentence in this book, I don't even know if I can... You've been warned. The first sentence is, my penis feels phenomenal. Imagine pitching this book to your editor and that being the first sentence. I mean, it works. They always say that you need to like hook your reader with the first sentence, and I'm hooked. I want to read more of that. So thank you, Bloom. And then Mira Publishing sent over this arc of a murder mystery. It's called A Most Puzzling Murder. There's like actual puzzles and like numbers and codes in here. So it feels very Glass Onion-esque, and I think it's going to be very fun. So this one comes out June 10th, so hopefully I'll get this read before June and I can share my thoughts on it. And then Celadon Books sent over a very highly anticipated arc that I cannot wait for, Friends with Benefits. It's a rom-com that is coming out in May. I somehow got 2 copies. Definitely can share the love with a fellow romance rom-com reader. I'm trying to think if I have any plans coming up where I can just bring this along to somebody. I'll definitely have to give it away to a reader, little free library, something something like that. That was my little morning book unboxing. Just because I know this video is getting long, I'm going to end it here. I'm sorry that this reading vlog turned into just like a bookish week in my life, but let me know what you'd prefer or if you prefer this. I just want to get this like complete and up because if I drag this out any longer, it's going to be long and dated. I'm gonna put all these books away. I should open my laptop again and get some work done, but I also want to work on this book. I think the next video to come out will most likely be my March reading wrap up, so definitely subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, because I have so many more thoughts about the books that I'm currently reading that I cannot wait to share with you. But I'll see you soon in a new video shortly, and don't forget to keep up with my bookstagram, booktok, Goodreads. All of that can be found down below. But that's it for today. I'll see you soon. Bye!